Hello everyone, it is I, Veritas, and man, this is the third time Vaush was wrong about something. Today's commentary is going to be on a segment he did where he rants about how all Mortal Kombat games are the same.
Now, I should preface this by saying that I myself don't really play that many Mortal Kombat games in the first place. My only experiences with playing MK include one single match of MK11 that I played at an after-prom party back in senior year of high school, and playing a couple of matches of Ultimate MK3 on an arcade machine located in my college's student union building.
Both times I sucked at playing the game, so yeah, I'm a little bit inexperienced in this subject. Then again, it's pretty clear as we go throughout this video that Vaush knows even less about MK than I do. So, let's get into it.
What are your thoughts on the new Mortal Kombat and South of Midnight? I don't know anything about South of Midnight. I find the Mortal Kombat thing kind of sad, to be honest. I don't like... One of the reasons I tend not to like video games, or sorry, not video games, why I tend not to like fighting video games is because it's like, oh, here's like 50 games in a series where we keep the gameplay almost exactly the same and we just like update the visuals or whatever. But with Mortal Kombat 1, they're like doing a story reboot or whatever. Do something new. It's also tedious, you know? Like, yeah, it's like FIFA games. It's like stays the same every time. Yeah. Street Fighter at least doesn't come out as often, but Mortal Kombat comes out so often, man.
So viewers, it appears that the crux of this segment has manifested right before our eyes. It appears that according to Vaush, the formula for MK is simply copy-pasted over and over, with Vaush comparing its supposed repetitiveness to sports games like FIFA. Hopefully, he can justify this claim with facts and logic, right? Right?
Vaush is hilariously wrong because he doesn't know fighting games. Dog, look at how many fucking Mortal Kombats there are.
Oh hell yeah, it's Crazy Chicken Card 2! Truly, the underrated masterpiece of MK. But seriously, most of these examples aren't even main series games, and yeah, I will admit that there's a hefty amount of main games in the series, racking up all the way to 12 fucking games, but we'll see later on why this doesn't really matter.
I know not all of them are main series games, but the main series ones all play... No, I am not going to tolerate people being contrarian on this, okay? I'm not going to tolerate it, all right? These games mostly play the same. Don't pretend otherwise. I know that if you're really into them, there are like minute differences that can... But I've been really into Smash Bros. Since the N64 days, and they're mostly the same. Since Melee, they've been mostly the same. They play the same, and certainly since the Wii U and then up to this, it's just like it's the same game. It's just like, well, it gets shinier. Wait, actually wrong? No. Oh my god. You guys are actually gonna listen. Just because this is your stupid fucking autistic fixation and you're dude, bro, didn't you know they added trips and brawl? Bro, the system for ledge grabs was totally revamped and they play basically the same. If you don't think that, that's because you're an autistic who only plays one fucking game, and you don't know enough about how different games can play to understand what different games feel like, all right? Yes, all the Mortal Kombat games, not like the Game Boy Advance ones, but like the mainline Mortal Kombat games, yes, they're all pretty much the same.
Oh, Vaush, you and I both know if you're gonna be a dickhead, you gotta be a correct dickhead, because if you're gonna be an incorrect dickhead, then you might as well just shut up. So, in order to see if Vaush is right, we need to actually look at the mainline games and see how similar they are. As I mentioned before, there are 12 main series games in the Mortal Kombat franchise. Those 12 include the first game in 92, MK2, MK3, MK4, Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, MK vs. DC, MK 2011, MKX, MK11, and MK1. Now, let's take a look at those games. Starting off, of course, are the first 3 games which, yeah, simple and straightforward. You punch, you kick, you combo, classic. Then you get to the 4th game which, oh my god, MK4 has 3D graphics? Then we get to the 3 games after that and, oh my god, you can move around the stage instead of just being confined to a single line? Then there's the next game which, oh my god, it's a shitty crossover with DC characters? Then there's the next game which, oh my god, a return to the 2D line-based system of fighting while still keeping the 3D graphics? I think you guys can see the problem with Vaush's claims about how all MK games are the same. Turns out, the Mortal Kombat franchise isn't exactly a stranger to radical game changes in terms of mechanics. And yes, while you can make an argument that the games within each of the individual eras of MK are kind of samey, that wasn't Vaush's original argument. He argued that all of the games are the same.
which, yeah, falls flat on its face when you actually look at how varied the actual games are in terms of gameplay. Hell, I don't even think Street Fighter had games where you can move around in a 3D environment. Hell, I can even think of more examples of each Mortal Kombat game's idiosyncratic methods of gaming, like differences in story campaigns, one game having a chess minigame, one game having a go-kart minigame, and of course, Crazy Chicken Kart 2, which completely ditches the whole fighting game aspect of MK in favor of having Armageddon's aforementioned go-kart minigame as its main selling point. So yeah, Vaush just doesn't know what he's talking about. He should really just shut up about Mortal Kombat. Well, we've reached the end of the video. As per tradition on this channel, I will now shout out another person who makes content that I like for you all to check out. And that person today is Scare Theater. As someone who grew up on early to mid 2010s creepypasta content, Scare Theater's content has always intrigued the gooey fear and curiosity organs in my brain that have been craving for epic horror mystery content ever since creepypasta fell out of favor. So yeah, go check him out. Anyway, that's all for today, and good night.